All right, so assuming I didn't get WD-40 all over the camera lens, we should be all right here. I guess I'll find out later.
What would you do with a brain if you had one?
Started to come out a little bit. Still a ways in. All right, y'all. What we're really trying to do here is fix this taillight opening so I can put a taillight back in this at some point. Okay. That's not too shabby, actually. Hey, that should be pretty good, actually. That's a little rounder now. All right, so I know we're jumping around a bit, but I think I'm going to turn my attentions to the back of the Subaru right here. I want to clean this whole area up, finish it off so we know the tailgate will stay closed, which it won't right now. And it's also going to hit the frame if it just drops. So I need to do two things. We need to get the limiters on here, and we need to get the latches set up. And I need to probably cut off the back of the frame. But for now, let's focus on the tailgate. So what we got going on here, let me take off my tailgate spring. So we got our tailgate bolted up, but we don't have the catches right here for the latches, which would look like this. And we don't have the straps here that keep the tailgate from going all the way down. Right now, it's actually resting on the back of the frame. So I don't want to put any pressure on it. But anyway, I grabbed these out of the S10. They are way too tall, but they've got a little notch on there that just happens to be 1/8 of an inch from how tall they need to be. So I can cut it off right at that notch, put a piece of plate on the bottom, re-drill the holes closer together so they fit here. And these two holes here. Got the taillights out so I can get in there and do backing nuts and everything else I need to do. And these giant holes are to allow you to adjust these things. So right now I've got the tailgate bolted up and lined up very well for the most part. We got to close a gap up over here. We'll deal with that later. But yeah, let's get these latches on there and let's get the limiters on. All right, so I want to do the limiters first because I want to be able to just drop that tailgate and work without having to worry about it constantly banging against the frame. So I have a pair on this blue tailgate over here. So we're going to get those taken off. This side is pretty damaged, but I'll get that all straightened out and fixed, and then we'll get the limiters on. All right, let's see if I can just turn these out with the screwdriver, if I'm going to have to get the impact screwdriver. It's got star washer under it, but that one's going. All right, good. That's a grasshopper. Nice. Okay, this tailgate seems to be less rusty in the important parts. Like this is nice and clean here. Feels good. So we'll see. If these tailgate hinges are tighter, I might steal those as well. But I got 3 tailgates, so we should be able to make one good one out of the bunch, huh? Oh, there we go. This one's easier. All right. Jumping spider. We like those guys. All right, first things first, let's see if these bolts thread in here or not. Don't know what kind of shape they're in here. Pretty rusty. So I'm going to chase these threads. Let me go figure out what size this is. All right, for those of you who care, it was a 6mm, and I am going to use this thread repair tool to clean those threads out. This is not a tap, so it won't cut any threads. But what it'll do is it'll pull the rust out of the threads, and it'll, because it's got these little channels here, just like a tap does to let the material come out. And this will just straighten anything that's wrong with the threads rather than cutting any metal. So I like using these whenever I don't have to cut anything, because that way I'm not losing any material in my threads. So let's get that in there. Get these things cleaned up a bit. Put a little love juice in there. Well, that's going through real easy, actually. Maybe the bolts I need to chase, not this side. Yeah, actually, that's fine. Okay, yeah, it's actually the bolts that are giving us the trouble. So let me grab the other side of this, because I also have thread repairs for the bolts as well. I guess I don't need the washer on it for this operation. There we go. Bit of more love juice. Wish I had a voice like Barry White. All right. There we go. A little tighter, I suppose. All right. We need air. I didn't bring the air hose. Okay. Clean the rust out of the thing before we run it back through. There, now we're smooth as can be. All right. All right, we got our bolts cleaned up. Doesn't look like much, but that should have made a huge difference. They don't have to be super tight because I need to get them back off at some point. Get these top ones tightened up too. And there we go. One side in. Let's do a quick test, make sure that works like it's supposed to, and then we'll come over here and do the other side. Now, here's the problem. Let's see. Bonk. Yeah, that pin hits it. And that pin doesn't seem to do anything. But I believe what it does is it hits a rubber bumper that I'm missing right here. Because it looks like we've got 2 bolt holes I have no explanation for. So I'm guessing there's a bump stop or some kind of a rubber cushion that bolts in here. And that's what this fits into. Or there's actually some kind of a catch. I'm not sure. But we don't have that, so we're going to do without it. But I got to change those bolts out in order to be able to open and close this. So maybe we'll just do the one side for now until I get some bolts in. All right, so we've changed those out, and now, hey, she closes. It's sort of kind of lined up. The gap's good enough. All right. So now we can drop this thing and it won't hit the tailgate, which was the problem before. So, all right. We'll just leave this side off for now. I got to straighten it out and fix it anyway. It's got a big tweak in it. It's not real straight, but we'll fix it. All right, let's get back to looking at these latches, I guess. I also need a door handle situation. No door handle here, or there is a door handle, but it's busted. We do have a door handle over there. So the question is, do I want to put the door handle on the door or do I want to put it on the tailgate? I'm going to put it on the tailgate because I'm just going to reach in here and pull the inside handle to open the door. So that'll be good enough. Man, this thing's hammered. I don't know if they came like that from the factory, but look at the bend in this body right there. I'm pretty sure that's just factory. Anywho, we'll know when we get the other door on. Hopefully it looks the same on both sides. And this car isn't actually bent, which would be good because I centered it based on that. It looks centered. I think we're fine. All right, so we got our tailgate handle on. We've got one of our limiting straps. So now we are set to start working on our catches. So I've robbed these two off of the S10 bed. It's a good thing I put on that tailgate handle because now I can see how far this retracts when you pull on it. And it's not very far. So I have to make sure that when I put this catch in, whoops, that I don't bury it like that or else it won't release. Beautiful. So that's a rather abrupt end because we seem to have misplaced all the footage after that. But anyway, we put a new chrome trim on top of the tailgate and we cut off the back of the frame rails in a nice fashionable way. I guess is the best way to put it. And clean the whole back of the truck up there. So we'll get you some footage of that later on when we're getting back on the Brat. And in the next one, I'm not sure what you're going to see, but we're going to get that front end put on the Brat here. That was already done in time for the No Name Nationals. And if you guys want to see more footage of it and don't want to wait for me to put it out, there are 5 or 6 videos out now where the people who went to the No Name Nationals took some video of the Brat. So you can find it if you look for it. Just probably use the No Name Nationals hashtag and start looking through those videos. I may even post something at some point, putting some links up or whatever. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. We'll call it there. In the next video, we'll get that front end on there probably, or some of the other things we did to it. But we probably got 2, maybe 3 more videos coming out on the Brat before we're caught up. And then we will be moving forward. So thanks a bunch for watching. I really appreciate it. Until I see you guys next time, take care of yourselves.